So now let's discuss EQT's cash flow statement. As of September 30th, 2024, the company reported a free cash flow of $23.5 million, a strong improvement from last quarter's negative $236.1 million. This turnaround shows better cash generation. However, the capital expenditure margin is minus 189.3%, meaning capital spending is excessively high relative to revenue, which could strain finances. Stock-based compensation increased to $118, $9 million. While it motivates staff, too much can hurt existing shareholders by diluting shares. The free cash flow yield is 8.37%. Since it measures cash generation relative to market value, this suggests potential undervaluation. Management expects further gains, enhancing financial flexibility. Click the video link below and watch our full analysis of EQT Corp.